This is Eddie Grenadine. Good night.
Any particular thing that you want to deal with? Give you some time to deal with what you want to deal with. What you
Let me see if I could.
where
In fact, behind me, a man with few friends or no circle at all. That's someone you don't want to cross. He's learned through tough experiences that quality always beats quantity. He doesn't need a crowd to feel strong. His power comes from within. While others chase after validation, he chooses to walk alone. He's seen the fake friendships, the drama, and the betrayals. And he's cut all of it out. Now he stands untouched, at peace. He doesn't need anyone to make him whole. He's complete on his
I
own.
heard it.
The end. One genuine friend holds more value than 100 phony ones. His circle is small. His trust is
There you
earned.
go.
And anyone who brings trouble is swiftly removed. He values his time, treating it like royalty. He knows what he's after and never settles for less. So when you meet a man with a small circle or none at all, don't mistake it for weakness. That's real strength. That's confidence. He doesn't need your approval because he's already won the only fight that a man with few friends or no circle at all. That's someone you don't want to cross. He's learned through tough experiences.
All right.
That quality always beats quantity.
Okay, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that's my introduction right there. Glasgow, up over to you.
Glasgow, go ahead. Anything you have you want to speak with young people attention?
Let me say, good evening to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and in particular, our wonderful listeners of WeFM. Well, Kingsley, I want to go international, and good to have the Republican in the house.
Frank is a Republican?
Yeah.
Every day they write on something. I never did that.
Yeah.
Could I correct that? A few years ago,
You was a Republican?
no, I wrote something. I ain't no damn Republican. I'm a conservative.
Oh,
Okay? I didn't want to be any group in anything associated with the like of Romney and McCain. Okay? Those fellas want to kiss up to the press. You hear why I just played there?
Yeah.
I don't want friends.
okay. So Frank,
You
is,
understand?
Yeah.
So I'm a conservative. So like, you see this book I have here? You see that? I'm going to tend to read from that. Margaret Thatcher. I believe in values.
great,
And they come from the Bible.
great. So you get it now.
I'm
Frank
not,
is
I'm no Republican.
no Republican. Anymore, that is. I think once you were Republican. But
You was a Republican once?
What did I just say? I'm a conservative.
Oh, yeah.
that's what he is now.
Okay.
Okay.
I have
Anyway,
always been.
Glasgow, you say you want to deal with international issues?
Yeah. I want to
We
deal
want to
with
deal
the
with
issue
things
of
related to,
Trump.
Donald Trump? Okay.
Yeah.
Donald Trump under his skin?
Because they say when America
Sneeze.
cool. And it's amazing, Kingsley, because Mr. Trump early
You're going to
o'clock
come close to the mic, eh? People want to hear you.
has decided to free some persons who they say in America term, they say they were insurrectionists. I don't know, whatever they were, people who went to the Capitol and did all kind of crime.
Yes.
And one of the first executive order of the president was to free all those people who committed those crimes.
Wow.
He's getting a lot of licks for that. The Democrats, they are giving him a lot of licks, but I understand why he had to do it. Because whatever they did in Trump's name.
You mean when it's Tommy place?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I don't
Well,
see.
have you heard where a lady who was in that stage that she don't want to be pardoned?
Yeah, I yes, but be that as it may, Kingsley. My opinion is that Trump if he had not pardoned those people, it meant that he would have abandoned the people who he sent to the capital.
So he did encourage them to do what they did?
Of course he did.
Okay.
So to not pardon them was to abandon them. So I really don't have no issue with him pardoning them. That I just say that to make that point.
Yes.
Some of the other things, that Trump, who I couldn't see, Kingsley, how people, and once upon a time, America was the place that I looked to in terms of decent politics.
Yes.
And the way I believe that government should function. But now, unfortunately,
You think it is becoming polarized?
it has lost its way, Kingsley.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm glad I have the conservative here.
Yes.
Oh,
you made me choosing the words properly.
Yes, yes. Because
Let me write that down because I bet this a
You-
conservative. Okay.
yes, so I believe that America has lost its way because the America that I know in time past, Donald Trump could not have become president based on,
His utterance and things. That he-
yes, and all that was against him. So that is just, I just want to start off by looking at Trump and his early days in office, the things that he did, firing of the inspector generals,
He said you're going to pardon some people, like the black man who was killed years ago. Why was it Martin Luther King or something that he said? I can't remember exactly what he said. I found my probably
don't have a clue on that one.
Yes.
But so we could look at early days of Trump
Yes.
in office, and some of the things that he is saying. For example, Gaza, as far as he's concerned, the Palestinians should leave and go to Egypt and other places and so on and so forth. My God.
Could I cut in?
Yeah.
You see, let me tell you something. I really didn't come here to get in because I had certain things like sins in politics. But see, I've also said a while back that anybody who thinks that they could learn anything at all from listening to CNN wants to remain very ignorant. He just mentioned, you know what Trump said? So they could build back the place. Take them out so that could get to clear up the place and build it back. But that's missing from Mr. Glasgow's narrative.
Okay.
Anybody that leave Gaza, Frank, to go to any place will not be allowed back.
Glasgow, who was running Gaza before the October thing? Who was running it?
You know who was running Gaza?
Who? Tell me. Tell the country. Tell the world.
You don't know who was running
No,
Gaza?
no,
You
no.
don't know
I'm
who was
listen.
running
I'm
Gaza?
asking you. You
Let me
said
see.
it would not be allowed back.
Israel in the first place. They are the ones who running
You
everything.
see, Mr. Glasgow.
The Israel.
Israel been out of Gaza since 2009. The Hamas people been running the place, Mr. Glasgow. The Hamas been running the place. Okay? And they like to talk about Israel. The Egyptians has a wall there that they can't come through at all. They can't, the Hamas people, the same crowd of people who killed Saddam Hussein, Sadat, the president of Egypt, the same one, they don't want them. Anybody know anything about Black September, what that is about? You had a whole bunch of Christians, the big 80% of the population in Lebanon were Christians. Where are they? The Jews kill them. You see, I didn't want to come to.
But you have to provide information with people.
Okay,
People so
but
that
you don't come. He clearly. You look at the place. He said, you have to get them temporary thing so that we could build back the place. That's what he said. But that part is conveniently left out. Now, let me jump in. You see, Kingsley, next time. Okay, we got a black man, a journalist. He lives in California now. He went there taking pictures. They lock him up. Trump pardoned him. But they're going to hear that. Okay? You didn't hear, he's not going to hear when Trump told people not to go down there. You didn't hear about the people from the FBI involved in the thing, storing the people on, storing them up. You didn't hear that. But you're talking about Trump send them. When Trump offered to get the National Guard to stop the place, Nancy Pelosi turn it down. It's all there on record now. You want to talk? Let me tell you. You see this? You see, I come here for serious stuff.
Frank,
listen to me.
That is propaganda. What you're saying there is nothing else but propaganda. Those are all propaganda.
That's propaganda. That's propaganda.
I not listen to
Glasgow.
I listen to Trump.
Glasgow.
I listen to Trump
Glasgow.
telling the people
Glasgow.
to go down to the capital, and he's going with them.
To the what? Like the lady who said that like the lady who gave the testimony on January 6th to say that he pulled away the steering wheel from the guy and he jumped in the back, but he pulled away the steering wheel from the guy and tried to tell him drive him down there. There's a partition, it can't happen. That's propaganda, Glasgow. You see, I don't mind getting it. But let me tell you, Glasgow. Last thing I'm saying is because I want to talk something from St. Vincent, right?
Yes.
When you have a country where somebody got to go up there and the executive order to declare that there are only two genders, man and woman. You could support that, Glasgow. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
That one I love.
Let me tell you something else. You hear them talking about the killing of black people in America and this and that and that. The biggest killer of black people in America is not guns. It's abortion. Abortion. Who's supporting that? You ever heard about Margaret Sanger? Who's supporting abortion? Blacks, about, I think, 10% of the population. Check out the number of black babies. Murdered. It's murder. You see, I don't get into nice word about abortion. The biggest killer, blacks being living before everybody else. How come blacks are still in the minority? Why? Because they come up with Planned Parenthood by Margaret Sanger, and her total intention was to keep the black population minimum. It is, up to this day. Planned Parenthood making gazillions of dollars, murdering. We like to talk about the voiceless, and ain't nobody more voiceless than somebody in a womb.
So
and you endorse that.
So Frank, you also support the birthright, the executive order that Mr. Trump signed.
Glasgow, you know the law. You know why the birthright thing. You know what it's about. You have any idea what it was about? Tell me.
As I understand
read the amendment.
As I understand it, like you cannot become a citizen of Tortola if you could be there, your children born there, they cannot become citizens of Tortola.
Are they?
My understanding that is what Trump is trying to get. Even though you're born in America, your parents are not Americans by birth, you cannot become American.
Because that is the amendment, okay? Let me tell you, this amendment go back. The 14th Amendment, it goes back, way back. It had to do strictly with black people. Mm-hmm. That was meant for black people who were born slaves. And it came in to say, you have to be under the jurisdiction of the state. So if you're not an American citizen, how you are not under their jurisdiction? Just like a diplomat child, the child from a diplomat is not born in America, is not an American citizen automatic.
Yeah, but how would you respond?
What other country? where other country, if you go to England and have a baby, that your baby is an Englishman? Is it? Now, you spend some time in Trinidad, right? You see, I like this kind of stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Because I spent some time in Trinidad. And before I went to Trinidad, I had a number of people from Chumuco, men, who went to Trinidad and they were deported. Deported. What you know about Salvatore?
But as long as you,
What you know about Salvatore?
the Salvatore,
Yeah.
I know it to be a tall building in Trinidad.
Oh, that's what you know about it. You see what I mean? It has to do with the chief deported man in Trinidad and Tobago.
But Frank,
Jeez.
if you born in Trinidad
Basically,
of Vincentian parents, you are Trinidadians.
Each country got their own law, okay? Each country had their own law. And I'm telling you, you can't go there. You can't just pack up, get on a plane. You're 7 months pregnant. Your mother, nobody. American citizen. But you go there and you want, because that is a loophole in the law that has been abused. Period. Glasgow.
But Frank,
No, you jump on a plane, 7 months pregnant,
But-
and you got a baby,
But
and all.
Frank, I know of a taxi driver who is deceased and his wife deceased. Did exactly what you said. She find herself pregnant and they went to
That is what they're trying to stop.
but we does that. People does that all the time.
People does
I
that.
know
People
of-
do that. They
I
don't
know
does
of
it.
Vincentian who, when it's time to meet, they go to Canada.
That is what they're trying to stop.
But
That is it. You okay? If you're illegal, there's no problem. But you can't just pick up, jump on a plane, and go there, and all of a sudden now, your child entitled to
all the benefits.
all the benefits.
what's wrong with that?
No,
You
you hear?
born
You
in
hear?
America.
So Frank, you don't think you're not supporting that. But let me ask you something. Glass, I mentioned earlier about man born as man, woman is woman. Trump said, if you're a man, you're a man.
Yeah,
If you're not a woman,
I believe in that.
what's your thought of what Trump said?
Well, I just mentioned it. That anybody would be there. You're talking about America going downhill? That is the downhill we're talking about. That is the where listen,
So you're supporting Trump position then?
who's not gonna support that?
I support.
Who exactly not
position
gonna
on that.
but they got you could got any imagine a
I
fellow.
I just wanted to hear you say that to the Frank.
But I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Okay? Imagine you naming a Supreme Court judge who is supposedly, because I don't know now, supposedly a woman. She looked like one to me, but maybe I'm wrong.
Was she a transgender?
And what she say? She, who is a woman? Well, I can't say I'm not a biologist. She's on the Supreme Court, and you're talking about who going down what road? Give me a break.
Well, if it's so, I support his Trump position. I support your position. I support in Trump position with that. You're a man. You're a man.
You Republicans, I believe in that. You always know my position when it comes to that issue.
You imagine Kingsley, okay? You got a child who is 5 years old. The child goes home, right? And say, Mommy, I'm a girl. And he's a boy.
Imagine that.
Right. And the child goes back to school, okay? And say, Mommy ain't want him to be a girl. You know, the government, that's this kind of thing behind California and in Colorado. Could take away your child because that. A few years ago, the United,
Interesting.
yes, a few years ago, in England was declared a country of child abuse. You know why? Because they were sending the children to Sunday school. It's there.
Can you imagine that?
Could you imagine sending them to Sunday school? Okay, but guess what? Here's something, Kingsley. If my child in America wanted to go on a class outing, need my permission. But if my child got pregnant, they need my permission to go get an abortion.
It's strange. It's strange.
I mean, I could support that, and I've said this. Let me go back down to Mr. Edward Koch. He's a Democrat.
Yes.
One of the best mayors in New York City ever. You see, here's how you pick a side. You get 10 things. If you agree with 6 out of the 10, vote for them. You have to agree with all of them.
Okay.
You have to agree with all of them. You understand? But I've been remiss because a number of persons have died who I was close to.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And I never said anything.
Yes.
For example, a fellow named Bayless Frederick.
He lived over 100.
Yeah.
100, yes.
A few years ago, when he 99, I buy basement down there and so on and so on. This time, too much thing go on. I didn't go when he get to 100. But here's a man. Okay? I'm in New York. I'm writing stuff about the most disgraceful, abominable people in the world. Who they be? Most of them. Lawyers. Lawyers. So I'm writing about St. Vincent Lawyers Club, Fraternity of the Corrupt. And I mentioned a particular fellow who Actu Bayless Frederick actually encouraged to come here from, he was up north somewhere.
Yeah.
He was from Guyana. And he decided he gonna sue me because I named him out of the frying pan into the fire. I'm there minding my own business in Brooklyn, and I get a call. A fellow named Zaki Ferdinand Rosal used to be his legal fellow. He called me up. He said, "Mr. Frederick, want to talk to you." Yeah, okay. Put him on. He said, "Listen, you know we talk." He said, "I don't know you, but I just saw something in the court there where somebody want to show you ex parte. I want to represent you." I said, "Go ahead. Go ahead."
Yeah.
Right? The fella run like hell. After that,
But Billy Frederick was a rough decade.
fella don't listen. He was embarrassed by the behavior of plenty lawyers. Totally embarrassed. Then there's this other case where a woman, she got a police, she married to a police, and they get some dispute or the other.
Yeah.
And the fellow, some out there called her out there. The policeman put her stuff outside and wet them down, mattress, everything, and so on. And the lady put in a case. What happened? So she has this particular lawyer, right? And she's coming and going, and she's coming and going. But guess what? The case is finished. So here's what's interesting, right? So she has a problem now. And she apparently hanging out with a cousin of mine known as Kenlin. And Kenlin vexed with me. But Kenlin has my number. So he calls me and he say, "Hey, he answer." And she told me, I said, "Come see me." So she came. I said, "All right." I called Dogino Joseph. I don't know. He blew it off. But I called Bayless. I say, "A lady coming to you, blah, blah, blah." He said, "All right." She come. When after that, he called me. He said, "He dead." This other lawyer, he dead. Right? A commission fellow. Anyway, then the lawyer got PR and all of them to try to fix up the thing. But Bayless ain't relenting. Bayless say he gone. The information I have there now, he gone. The lawyer say he can't pay. You only got $16,000. We don't want to hear that because he also has legal insurance.
Okay.
You understand? All right. You know, the matter go there. It finally settled for $116,000 for the lady.
Yes.
For the lady. There's another case involving a place up so, what name? Bokawa? Where one of them say what a lawyer again. And I'm talking about the crook. Because I told them the fellow's a crook. What's his name? The Bokoma Project fellow.
Yeah, forget what you
I did all the stuff.
Yeah.
Programs. Nice radio. IKTV that this guy, forget this guy. This guy is a crook. The fellow called Dougie and tell Dougie, tell me don't talk about that. He ended up being this bad because of the same project. The same project. You see? So you got him. And another good fellow, you know, who used to give me some good advice, legal advice, is Henry Robertson.
Yes.
Well, the talk was talking, John. He called me. He called me. He said, "I want to show you something. You busy?" I said, "If Starkey called me, I busy?
No, anything you do, pack up and
You crazy? I ain't town. Show me something." He said, "I know how to tell you. I see how it is right. You know how to deal with that."
Yes.
Yeah.
But you spoke about Billy Frederick. Have you forgot? Remember, you not to forget about Miss Mackey.
Well, this is shocking to me
Yes.
because Joe is always doing my work
Yes.
from wire house to gate to everything. And I'm hearing tonight that his mother died. I text him. I message him.
You really late, fan?
I mean, she already buried all of that.
Yes.
Come on, man. You don't assume, and a lot of people do that, eh? They assume. But I don't listen to that announcement. I have no interest in them, really. Somebody got to tell me.
You know this is the moment. You did first listener who don't like this announcement.
I don't listen to that.
That's what really has this relationship with the fan.
Oh, but yeah, that's what I've been told.
Yeah.
But I know how not to do, I don't know how to do with that.
Yeah.
So I heard that. But then to the next guy.
Nancy. Yeah, Nancy.
Well, I heard about him too, but I want to talk about Ken Boy.
Oh, that was a brilliant man. That
Ken
was a
Boy.
brilliant man, yes.
Right? Oh, sure. What the party name again?
But hey, no, before you go on though, Glasgow and Frank.
PPM.
Yeah. If I really want to boost, but I one of the best draft players in this and the Grannies. Must be hard to take a whole year to push it up, right? And when Mr. Boy going with the airport fan, if I going 3 o'clock, he come with the airport 12 o'clock. Okay, he want to come and beat me. And they say, if you want to play, go draft. You have to take a whole year to push it up, and I used to frustrate him. I used to beat him like a sassy. And I am better than him, you know, but patient. You have to have patience. But he was something. And when he come, I used to make sure he bring a draft board and a draft knob, and I play. When I don't play them, I go take a day off the rest of the day.
I see. I hear that. Now, so here's Ken, right? And he got in with the Labour Party and so on and so on. And then there's this problem, right? And I'm in New York, again, minding my own business. And the phone rings. I write it in the paper, that's all I concern about. Let me say this too. I was never interested in being on radio or none of them things, you know. I came back to St. Vincent to take care of my mother because she's a hard-headed woman. She don't want nobody around. She tried to get her John. No. I said, all right, when I come, you tell me you ain't coming to live there.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I came. Let me say this too, in all of this talking. You know the first man, the first person to invite me on a radio station, we just mentioned him when we come in here. It's a fella named Dave Roberts.
Yes.
He was introducing
Oh,
me.
you know his brother died. Your brother
Yes,
died.
he was introducing me as Mr. Controversial.
Last you know that, right?
Yes.
I was supposed to be Mr. Controversial, and he had a program on Nice Radio. I only come for a couple of weeks, you know. But he here and he wanted me to come up there and be controversial. It's only one thing. I didn't know about Dorchester Hill. So I drive up and down, reach all up by where
You couldn't find him.
all up by
SGTV.
yeah, no, yes,
Yeah.
up by when we park the preacher man up there
Yeah.
and come back down. I couldn't find the place.
Yeah.
Right? He's the first man to invite me on radio. So anyway, so here, so this is how it's from my writing in the newspaper and kind of fearless thing people think. Because like that one I played there, I don't come on radio to look for friends. No. If Kingsley wrong, and I go in behind your back to tell you wrong, maybe that's my problem, really. Anyway, so they have this breaking up with Starkey and all of them and Labour, ULP. So again, back to the story. I'm home and I get a phone call in the morning. It's Ken Boy on the phone. He has 3 other persons in the vehicle. Waiting, they call him for.
Yeah.
To be candidate in North Leeward. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
So,
It was Boy.
so you were part of
It's the first party I joined in St. Vincent was them. Okay? It was Ken Boy, Starkey John,
Pat Barker.
Garland Miguel, and Louis Straker in the vehicle. The morning. Well, two of them went the other way. But I came down and I said, no, I don't live here. I have no interest in, but I got a cousin in Chateau who was in politics a while, ran already 150,000 years ago, 1958 or something, named Tyndale Adams.
What did he?
Yes. So I went there, he lived over by where Odean used to live over there.
Yeah.
And we got his wife say no. I convinced him to join. He was a candidate. We tight. They have, what the name? People's, what do you think name again? People's Progressive something.
PPM.
Yeah, PPM. I came down again. They have nice conference over at Otley Hall. Place nice. First time I'm meeting Luke Boy and so on and so on. So I keep in the whole thing. But after the thing went down, my friend Ken should have back out and put Starkey in charge. That's the problem. So that's why the thing, and I believe St. Vincent would have been a different place if he had backed out. You see, like how the budget done finished now?
Yeah.
You will call me up, and we'll be up there by the place there, Aunt Job's, and we would see, analyzing
Yeah.
the budget, who did that and who did that and whose performance was lackadaisical. I mean, I got tapes I could play where I match up Ralph versus Eustace. Play the tape, and the people call in and say, who won? I wasn't supporting Ralph, but that's not my business. You win, you did a better job, Talking about budget. Because the budget says that you could talk for 4 hours. Do you really have to talk for 4 hours?
Not necessarily.
It's nonsense. You're just prattling on and prattle on for 4 hours or hour and a half, being repetitive.
When I hear Freddie spoke for 4 hours, he didn't intimidate the budget presentation by Kamel Gonsalves enough. He just speak because he had 4 hours to speak and just speak. And let me tell you something, I don't know if you pay attention to the Ralph Gonsalves presentation.
I did. I haven't listened to it. Listen. I sort of take away from Parliament, and I could listen to you sometimes, Lady there. But other than that, if I can't learn something from a radio program, I'm not wasting my time. I'm supposed to learn something, and if I come here, you're supposed to learn something.
Yeah.
Or not, it's a waste of time.
You say you want to do something local. What was the local?
Yeah, well, this is the Ken Boy, right? And his stuff there. So be up there discussing who did what, and I mean, it's passing.
Yes, that was a shocking thing. Bro.
Yes, it's and there's some details that.
But he lived a full life of 88 years.
Well, of course, he had a good time.
Yeah.
That is what you put on his tombstone.
Yeah.
He had a good time.
Definitely.
Forget all the other stuff. You understand? He had a good time. Some people, I don't want to talk about that. Anyway, so that's it. And then, of course, we have the death of Miss Michelle Andrews.
Okay. Well, I saw the commission sent out a release where they was saying that they empathize with the family of the deceased police officer. Yes.
You see, remember, I know a whole bunch of stuff that a whole bunch of people in Vincent don't know. Except I want to say this right now. The first report they got about the incident was hugely exaggerated. I know. Hugely exaggerated. The first report. And that blew a whole bunch of things off. Miss Cummins came in because the human rights people don't know this stuff. Had nothing to do with it. The so-called human rights people won't have anything to do with it. So Miss Sharon Cummins came in, making some headway, and then some people turn it into a political thing. 2 other lawyers, they call me to ask Miss Cummins if You know, so she said, yes, no problem. But the first mistake Miss Cummins made was to move the thing from our office in that building there. So when my cousin got shut up
Yes.
and took it over to their office, they took over the thing and turned it into politics. It had nothing to do with politics.
Yes.
It should not have been politics.
Definitely.
You see? And so sad what happened. Very sad what happened. Because I have details I ain't gonna talk about how she got to be walking away and all that good old stuff. That's
That's in the past.
that's water under the bridge right now. You see? So you got that. No, more local stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm listening to some people. About candidates for this and candidate for that. And some people continue to make the same mistake all the time. So now, the same Louise Mitchell. Well, because I said I won't support her. Listen, I'm not a
But Frank, you only person who said the ones of I did make it totally clear that I'm a supporter.
No, but
you
you.
support her because she's a Mitchell.
But the same people who don't want to support Camilo Gonzalez because he's a Gonzalez, want to support her because she's a Mitchell. Seriously?
They talk about nepotism when it comes to you.
Seriously? It's got to be a joke.
No.
But the thing is, right? I hear people getting all kind of praise. Well, I've been closer to the fella there than a whole bunch of them, right?
I realize that.
Okay. I got a tape where the fella said at one point in St. Vincent he had one friend. It was none of them. None of them. One.
Like I think I go.
You understand? Like another fella was at peace, must say that me partner, I'll leave him alone. Because I talk straight. When you're wrong, I'm going to tell you. And listen, what the Bible say about public rebuke is better than secret love? Well, I ain't no secret love thing with nobody. You're wrong? Kings, you're wrong. But let me go. Listen, I'm in America again, and somebody called me up and said, why do Kingsley de Freitas? I don't even know who's Kingsley de Freitas. I say, what now? And somebody's reading me something that Kingsley de Freitas wrote in the paper about me, and I don't know him.
I think it sounds right.
Yeah, sounds like I don't know the fellow, right? So I go, I introduce myself, look Kingsley over there, look me here, right? Okay? And I could cuss Kingsley today, but if Kingsley right tomorrow, what I'm supposed to say? Because I cussed him yesterday because wrong that nobody is 100% right.
Yes.
So people bear that in mind. Nobody is 100% right.
But Frank, I know Glasgow long before I know Glasgow. People went want to know why. Glasgow is a carpet style for man. Practically watch it there. I can't find Glasgow because I don't know Glasgow. I asked a taxi man who lives there.
We FM, that is.
Yeah, he said
We FM.
Glasgow. When I go and see Glasgow, I said, well, I know Glasgow, yeah. Basically, Glasgow the hell, but Glasgow, you know Glasgow with my friend for years.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? So now back to this candidate thing. They keep making a mistake. They make a mistake. You wanna tell? Listen, man. You environmentalist wackos, you know, and all this foolishness.
Yeah.
So she's there protecting whales. Yeah, but when you don't protect blackfish in Barley, where the people in Blackfish going? Where the people in Barley going? Some people live off of that for 100 years, and some people come in to tell me chopping this mouth is just culture. Culture, my foot. What are you going after next tree? Eh? So because I must suppose.
So you are in her corner. You are
No!
You are in Greenpeace corner.
Eh?
Greenpeace. The Greenpeace is the organization who
Who?
to protect us.
Oh, I should have bring that. Greenpeace. I should have brought the book here. The Skeptical Environmentalist. The man who wrote that book is one of the founders of Greenpeace. And here the name of the book, The Skeptical Environmentalist, because they were extreme. In the book, guess what? You see oil? Whatever that thing in America. You know, oil was supposed to go on out of exist. All the oil was supposed to be finished since I think 1950.
Yeah, if you
All the oil was supposed to be finished since 1850.
If you listen and you want to comment, 457-99-94, send us a WhatsApp us with a text, give us a call. It's an open forum. Glasgow is here. listen to Frank Silver because you're
And the next thing, this thing about oil and fossil fuel, they have no idea where the oil come from.
Yeah.
Just like they can't tell you where oxygen come from. They made this stuff up about for it come from this happen and the thing is all over the world, just like water. It's not just in the Middle East. It's not just it's all about it's down there, just like water. Go get it.
Yes.
In the 1980s, right? Texaco, they have their stuff set up in the Gulf of Mexico. So they did they got a well there, and they decide the well done, it dry. What do you think when happened when they go back 20 years later? It full of oil again.
Yes.
It full of oil again. So you have these exports. I have no use for them. Exports. They're full of nonsense. Nonsense. Period. Okay? They don't know where the oil come from. They don't have a clue.
Put it out on hold.
Okay.
Good evening. Good evening.
Alexa, volume down. Good evening, Mr. DeFreitas. How are you?
Fine, thank you, Mom.
Hey, Kamal. Good evening, Mr. DeFilver.
Hi, good night.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
Thank you.
Glasgow,
My friend.
comrade and friend.
My
How are you?
friend,
Happy New Year.
many have
Thank you.
returned to you.
Glasgow, you get a special
Thank
thing,
you.
the comrade and friend. Wow.
Yes, and you keep out of that, Kingsley. Kingsley, did I hear you say tonight is open for?
Yeah,
It is.
It's the open forum.
Well, that's what I thought, but I heard Mr. De Silva said that he didn't come there to talk about foreign politics. He came to talk about St. Vincent politics and he came for serious business.
Well,
So-
that is him, but
That is it,
that's
yeah.
what he come to talk
Yeah, yeah.
about.
But
But
we have our
Exactly.
but the
agenda.
program
Yeah.
is open for whatever.
Okay, exactly, Glasgow. So
Yes.
here it is. Since it is open forum, Glasgow,
Mm.
I am expecting to hear you tuning in at that because here, everybody know all in the country, know you can't step over Frank De Silva, and I gave that to him. So here, don't make him buckle you, Glasgow. You butt in when you have to. Otherwise, I will tune out because here, what the ears don't hear, the heart don't leave. Okay, Mr. De Silva, I love you. I always listen. When you on Star, sir, I would not even make a doctor appointment between 12:30 and 2. But here, you're too strict sometimes. Glasgow,
Yes, my
I'm
friend.
listening. And here, step in when you have to because here,
Will do.
Mr. De Silva would not allow you if he has to step in. You understand what I'm saying? He get his point across. So here, do answer that favor tonight. Mrs. Jones, good evening.
Will
Janet
do.
Matthews. Mr. Laurie Horn, how are you, sir? I'm listening to you tonight. Mr. Mason, my family, and all at the sound of my voice. Mr. De Silva, no offense, sir. You can say what you want. My name is Anita. I love you still. Take God's care.
Have a nice
Good
evening.
Good night.
Yeah,
Same
okay.
Now,
to you, Kingsley.
now, if I'm saying something up to now, so I will give way to him to
Anybody?
to interject
Yeah.
But
when he talks. But what I'm saying now for Glasgow to interject. in.
exactly, that's the point.
What am I saying?
Yeah, because I just said a while ago, Glasgow sitting over there and focusing and listening to you attentively.
Because it's about teaching people.
Yeah, we get
Whatever,
that.
if
Yeah.
he says something that I need to
Yeah.
interject, then I will.
Here's something I'm going to say that people going to disagree with. Right? I used to teach, right? I don't believe in dunce people. I believe they are lazy people.
Mhm.
I don't believe in dunce people. Because they refuse to engage their brain.
Yes.
They're not dunce.
I know a friend who listened and she would say, Frank De Silva always encourage you to critical thinking. She ain't talking actually tonight, I know she ain't calling, right? But why avoid it? But I know you listen to
By the way, somebody called me a day last week, or they messaged me to say that some lady, I don't know who she is, tried to tell a guy he must let me call because when I call, she learned something. I don't know who you are, lady, but hey, what can I tell you? What can I tell you?
Yeah.
That's the point of being on radio, Glasgow. Let me tell you something. I always thought that radio and all this stupid music from in the 60s are not stupid music. Because I love the Commodores and them, you know what I mean? But all that other stuff, it could be used to educate people. Not all this, oh my God.
but-
Especially what we hear now in the morning.
But from,
Glasgow,
from,
them kind of wind back pan this and oh my Lord of his mercy,
put the
man.
talk on hold. We have a
Yes.
call. Good evening.
Kingsley
Good evening, Mr.
Horn.
Yes.
Good evening to you and your very special guest.
Good evening,
I
sir.
want to say good night to Anita too.
Yes.
I didn't get into call. By the way, Anita, I can soon be able to call you. I want to ask Mr. DeFreitas.
The Freitas are the
Silva.
He
Silva.
said that.
The Silva. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, the Silva.
De Silva. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, DeFreitas is you. I mean De Silva.
Yeah.
He said that Trump's here, because they're talking Trump now, that he wants the Palestinians to go to Jordan or to and Egypt so that he can rebuild. The question for him is this. You think that America would send all that people out for there, clean up the area and rebuild fresh, then to get to the Palestinians again? And Trump son-in-law said that they will make some nice, they will look good with some nice beachfront properties. I've just never seen them kind of things.
Heard it from who, sir?
So the idea is to get the people out, America will build up there, and then Israel could move in. And then things is wrong. Mr. De Silva, I listen to you.
Could I ask you? Could I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything.
What do you know about the Palestinian mandate?
The Palestinian mandate,
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you now about the Israelis' mandate. The Israelis trying to get the Palestinians to take over the land. But you know what? Hitler knew something. Hitler knew something about the Israelis that we didn't know. So now the Israelis seem to be taking it out on the innocent Palestinians. They say the Palestinians as terrorists. I don't see them as terrorists. I see them as defenders of their land. The Israelis coming to take away the people's land, and they're getting closer and closer and taking out more and more of the people's land.
Do me a favor, sir.
Palestinians,
Sir, do me a favor. See if you find any information on the Palestinian mandate, okay? Please do that. And tell me.
man, I ask you a question, I want to hear you.
Say what?
She asked a question about the issue surrounding
But listen, I don't teach like that. I want you to go and educate yourself on the Palestinian mandate, and then when it happens, what it is, and then come back. Okay? But guess what, sir? Hello, sir. Before 1968, there was no persons in the Middle East known as Palestinians before Arafat. Okay? Before Arafat 1968, there were no persons in the Middle East known as Palestinians. Okay?
Are the Israelis coming?
when the
When the Israelis come from Germany to where they are, what year?
How did, so do you read, you believe in the Bible?
I don't know.
No.
I believe in the Bible, but I'm talking about no.
If you believe in the Bible, you can't be asking me how they left Germany and got there. How did they get to Germany?
Today's Israelis is different from the Israelis at the Bible time. It's two different sets of people.
I know, okay. All right.
I can't say.
Hey,
Now the small come down there, your show, man. Talk a lot of foolishness.
no, I don't
He
think
seems like a communist.
communist.
Because he seems like a communist.
Okay.
Because he backed Trump. And Trump is vindictive.
He backing Trump,
Aggravated.
Frank, man. Wait, guys, that's what he want to use?
Hey,
Where's the Frank is? What he want to use? Yeah.
He's a Trumper.
what's up with you?
Conservative.
Yeah, yes, sir. I back in a man who knows that you only got two genders, male and female.
Definitely.
I'm backing that. I'm backing somebody who is against murdering black babies. I am backing that. Good night, sir.
Listen,
Yeah.
KC,
Oi.
he's talking about he's for someone who is against murdering black babies. But I want to ask him if the fight boys in the park, Central Park, if Trump this year to execute them because a white woman claim that they assault her and Trump said execute them. Ask if Trump is here so and then one of them last year I think it was, he became a New York councilman.
But the truth is that Trump really doesn't care about, whether black baby live or die. Trump cares about Trump cares about money. That's it. Full stop. Trump is just playing to the evangelical.
Yeah.
You understand? That's all he is. Trump don't care about people. Trump cares about Trump and money. Full stop.
Yes.
You're correct, Mr. Glasgow. You're perfectly correct. Trump cares nothing about nobody. Imagine he now get there and he want to take over Greenland. He want to take over Panama. He want to take over the Gulf of Mexico.
But
He want to take over Canada.
Mr. Han,
All these places he want to take over.
some of the advance that Mr. Trump is doing, he spoke about them before he was elected, He put your notice and then,
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
we have to deal with it.
Trump.
And it, as it relates to the Palestinian, my friend, as far as Trump is concerned, kill all of them. Just like, I'm thinking America. And I can't support nobody, Kingsley, who sit idly by and allow Israel to do what they did to those people.
Yeah.
I can't support nobody or no country who sit idly by and tell me that they have anything inside them and would support what is being done to those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rich tells me.
I'm sorry.
Rich tells me that I don't know the difference between Biden and Trump. Because Biden was getting some big 12,000 pound bombs, and in the initial part of the conflict, Biden was telling them, do what I got to do, but avoid killing people. Then he know a lot of people, they can go a lot of collateral damage.
All right.
So there was no great difference between Trump and Biden.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
You know?
And that is a part of the reason why Biden lost the election too.
Yes.
Their position.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Trump is such a bully. He sent back people to the countries in them big green jets. With shackles and chains from the foot.
Yeah, I see some of that.
And then you tell me you can't send the people over here like that because they're still human beings. Trump said, well, if I can't send it there, 25% off for you. He's the man that kills something, the server. Man, we have a cup of smelly coffee here.
Yeah, okay, man. Thanks.
No, wait a minute, Kingsley. Let me say this before I go.
Mm.
He said that he can take over the Panama Canal, a very beautiful place, because they passed through the Panama Canal about 15 times when it's a sail.
Yes.
He can take over the Panama Canal because the people in the Panama Canal kept the fees of ships transiting the canal. But what he is saying is that the people have to get water that costs more money, so obviously they can keep the fees. But you know what? They're charging the American ships more, as he said, and the other ships they're charging them as much as the Americans, so he can take over Panama. But you know, the Chinese go heavy presence down there. I want to see going down there. Kingsley, you stay focused, man.
Okay, thank you, man. All right, thank you.
Mr. Glasgow, you
My
too.
friend, have a blessed night.
Yes, okay. 4579997. Send your WhatsApp there. You can give us a call. Come on, anybody up there want to make any comments? Any comment that we can up on the Facebook Live there? Let me say good evening to my sister. Go to that you're listening. We really appreciate it. Or else we're going through those posts up there to see if they make any comment that we want to comment on. So tonight, my friend Gasco and my guest tonight is Frank E.D. Silva. Tell it like it is. You understand? We have another 50 minutes on the program. We'll leave here at 10 o'clock. 4579997. Kind of looking on our Facebook page to see if anybody make any comment that we think we should respond to. He's reading them. If they don't know what we're reading, we're just going to throw them in the bin and move on. Frank, anything you want to talk about?
One of the things I wanted to talk about tonight, I want to know why there's a debate. The fella just called me. Never mind. I want to know why there's a big debate.
A debate is a formal argument too.
A debate between staying with Taiwan and staying with joint communist China. I want to know why there is a debate in St. Vincent about that.
You think there should be a debate about that?
Hell shit, no. Sorry, cause hell no.
So let me ask you something. Are you supporting our relationship with the Republic of Taiwan? Are you supporting Friday's position that we should go to Taiwan and China?
There should be no debate.
No debate.
Okay? Guess what? We live in a democracy. Taiwan is a democracy.
Hold it up. Somebody call it. Hold it up. Good evening.
Well, we rolling.
Good evening.
Good evening. Frank seems to be an apologist, but a Trump apologist. Are there anything that you disagree with Trump on? You seem to agree on everything that Trump do.
That's Queens. Queens for you. Queens wants to know if you're an apologist for Trump or you agree with everything that he said. Frank, Frank play the fifth.
He's not going.
Frank play the fifth, bro.
But it's a good question.
Yeah.
I would like him to answer.
Yeah. So Frank play the fifth. The man have a question there. Queens, anything you want to find out, Queens?
I remember he said when he used to live in the United States, he used to hire illegal aliens. So now how could you agree with Trump now and what Trump is doing?
That was then.
Anyway, let
Let me interject now. You see that? That was a setup. Okay? you see that? I could sue people for that. That was a setup. You know why I'm coming here with Elson, okay? And Elson made us yes, and Elson made a statement that listen, I didn't vote.
You call us still there.
I am surprised that everybody. So when we reach around by the corner, there's by the shop.
Okay.
When we reach by the corner around there, I say, watch this. So I came in here and I said, "Oh, they run with it."
So you remember that?
But remember what? It was a setup to show how stupid people are. I could hire illegal aliens. I have to get up. You have to get social security number. And I don't know if I feel like Bongo is listening.
Bongo Shaka?
Yeah, my partner. He used to walk there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bongo Shaka. I was listening.
Right. Okay. He used to walk there. Okay, because I was his opposite, but where you get social security from is not none of my business. But you've been sanctioned in there. I give you a walk.
Yeah.
So I said that to set people up. Okay. Let me show you something.
Yeah, actually catch this one though.
No, but all of them run with it, and it's because a certain lawyer didn't sue why he could continue to mention it because I meant to. Okay, because it was a setup. It was a setup for somehow anybody could listen to else and say, well, all right. People say they steal and they steal and they steal. All right, explain to me how that could happen. Somebody run with that and say else and say didn't vote. So I decide, okay, let me set them up to show people how stupid they are. And this guy coming here, my mother told me a long time ago, don't engage a fool. Because guess what? The people, the passers-by would not know who is the fool. So I don't engage that. But for this one here, I interjected there. Now I'm talking this China.
But Frank, he asks a valid question.
What valid question?
In terms of-
Glasgow.
If
Glasgow.
there's anything that you disagree,
Glasgow. I
any
just.
position of Trump that you disagree with.
You think about this issue, everything I disagree with Frank?
So anybody who asking me that, I just told you, nobody is 100% correct. Did you hear me say that? So what you asking me?
Okay.
I just said nobody is 100% correct. I also give.
So Glasgow take that answer as
But he should. Why Glasgow haven't heard that? Gonna ask me this. Why gonna go?
well, I don't think
Yeah?
Glasgow answer Glasgow reiterated the question was asked.
So what's he doing?
Because the fact is, Kingsley, that everything that was raised about Trump, Frank defended it.
What exactly was raised about Trump that I
Everything.
defeat? Let me hear.
Him firing the inspector general.
Did anybody hear me defend that here? Anybody heard me defend that here? Anybody heard me in here defending firing of inspector? Anybody out there call and say that?
Didn't disagree with him.
So you think
I didn't even say, but I didn't say I nothing about Inspector General came up here.
so you think
I raised it.
so
You
think-
raised it when?
Yes,
But I didn't say anything.
those
Let-
persons that he would have fired.
so you really buy the fella where he said Frank appears to be an apologist for Donald Trump?
Yeah, because
Me-
for example, I
mean-
mentioned him. You know,
I wonder who he's an apologist for.
the ULP.
Who?
Oh, you mean
The guy who called.
oh, the guy who called.
4, 5,
You see,
7,
that's Kings. You see, I didn't come here for this kind of foolishness. I say I came here to educate people. Okay. I was talking seriousness about some idiotic debate
Yes.
about
Yeah,
China.
that is-
on time.
yeah.
When we stick with that
We can
instead
move
of
to
come
that.
people calling to ask foolish questions.
so-
when I already said, I already said just now, okay?
To ask if,
Catch,
you know,
catch.
there is anything.
I'm a conservative. I'm in New York. Catch is a Democrat. And I just said to the whole world that Catch, the Democrat, was one of the best mayors New York ever had. And I follow his thing. He said you take 10 things. And if you support 6, vote for that. Vote for that. Who says I gotta support? I am some apologize for Trump for what? For what? But you see this. I wanna. That's why I came here and said things like the Chinese thing. Things like the Chinese. I mean, why? That's no debate. There should be no debate.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. The post are gone? Yeah, the post are gone. Okay. 4579997. You can give us a call on the landline. That is also our WhatsApp number. And you could send your text to that particular number, 4579997. And Frank said he's not an apologist for Donald Trump. He's just saying like it is.
All right, maybe I can chime in here. We have a WhatsApp here that reads, I agree with some of Trump's policies and some I do not, which is normal. I've yet to meet anyone that I'm in total agreement with on any and everything across the
But you
board.
just read
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Precisely.
I actually meant to do that.
Yes. That's a good.
I don't get it.
But I also stated early that I am in agreement with some of the policies of Donald Trump,
Yeah.
but some of them clearly
Brush them aside.
is way off.
All right, somebody else says people can demonize America as much as they want. The day America falls, the rest of the world will be in chaos. Trump just suspended foreign aid for 90 days, and people already complaining.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Let's go.
I don't know America's foreign aid. Like this is like madness, right? Because in 2009, the debt for America was $9 trillion.
Hold it on, sir.
Yes.
We're at 9 trillion. Good evening. Good evening. When you call
Let me
in,
just
you
make
want to
sure.
call,
Let me just make sure that it's unmuted. Also just
remember you talk about 9 trillion. Yeah.
Yes. By Obama got in there. I got the tape. we saying China own us. By halfway through Obama, it was 16 trillion.
That's what I'm
Right?
saying.
Right? It double. Trump got in there. He turned it down to, but he added another 5. But it's 37 something now. Where America get money to get anybody? They're broke. And they don't want to talk. That is why he brought in the fella there, because they want to cut these ways. And one of the reasons why I brought this book in history from Margaret Thatcher was to read some of the things. Government spending don't do anything to your economy. They are to leave Kingsley with his money, let him spend it. Leave Glasgow with his money. And that, you're spending money. That's where the money comes from. I got a fellow, Kennedy did it. Right? Lower the top tax, money like joke. Right? The company, what do you think they did? They spent all, they give it away. Yeah. Reagan come in and just merely imitated Kennedy, and the same thing happened. As a matter of fact, I have a certain fellow, I'm going to call him no name, but he confessed that Mitchell told him that when he lowered taxes, you collected more money. As a matter of fact, one of the debates I had between Ralph and Arnim was about cutting taxes, right? Was about cutting taxes. Ralph reduced the tax from, I think, 40% to 36%. What happened? So they need to go back and see what happened. So, but here, and I lambaste Eustace. I said before Eustace say it is not enough. You start to talk about this $34 million we lose. How are we going to make it up? Oh, yeah? Are they going to spend it? And the duty coming in, it goes up. That way. Not painful. Government don't spend money to energize the economy. People do it. But let me
457-99-97. Send your call there.
let me read you something from Margaret Thatcher's book right here. 1999. GDP plus versus unemployment. In Britain, the GDP 39.1. The unemployment is 6.1%. In Germany, the GDP is 45.9. The unemployment is 8.8. In France, it's 52.9. The unemployment is 8.8. No, that's Germany. In France, it's 52.1, and the unemployment is 11.3. In Italy, it's 48.3. The unemployment is 11.3. In the rest of the European area, it's 46.8, and the unemployment is 10%. In the US, the GDP at the time was 30%. The unemployment was 4.2%. And in Japan, where it was 38.1, the unemployment was 4.2%. That is from this book here from Margaret Thatcher. You understand? You want to, and I had the debate up there. Before Eustace, man, I trash Eustace for that. Me and Boy discussed that.
Yes.
Discuss that up there. I put it up on Cross Country Radio. I played the two of them. The roundup by Eustace, 30 minutes, and 30 minutes by Ralph. And I asked people who won.
Yes.
I was supporting the ULP at the time.
The Americans will have to deal with Trump and the US because he not only foreign aid has he suspended, he also suspended grants and so on to the states. That also he has suspended.
What grants he suspended to the state?
The different states government money and they are suing him because they say that money was already passed by Congress and so on, and he now decided to stop it. So
I gotta find that
Yes.
money, that grant, those grants that he think.
Yeah.
with his
So
states.
they will have to deal with the man who they
Anyway,
have
so
elected.
let me
I love the topic,
yeah,
Frank,
let me just
on the debate with China
Yeah, okay,
And,
because I want
I
to
want us
return
to-
to that. Yeah,
Yes.
I know you won't like that.
Yes.
Because listen, there should be no debate in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. St. Vincent is a democracy. We want to be able here to criticize Ralph, criticize Friday, criticize whoever. Call me stupid, call me anything. But you want to go to a country where you can't criticize, and it's a democracy. Democracy is, you know,
So from that standpoint, you're not supporting NDP position when they want
but
to mainland China.
that is on record. When Eustace came up with his enough day, I trash him. And I don't, that's it. So imagine somebody gonna call me here and ask me talk stupidness. When Eustace came up with that, I trash him. As a matter of fact, the Taiwanese invited me to the hotel up the road up there in Kingston Park.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Granny's Hotel.
Yeah, my right name.
When he
Okay.
leaves house.
Yeah, I used to get my fancy bottle of vinegar. Yeah, good stuff, eh?
Yeah.
I still got one home. You see, because there should be no debate, none. So they listen to the program.
But they kind of stunned me with that one because
Why?
because I think we should go mainland China.
You crazy?
He has a comment from someone. He says, I think the former leader of the NDP made a huge mistake when he announced he would switch allegiance to mainland China. That's not a statement to make when you're in opposition. If he was of that view, that's something you should
Keep to yourself.
you should say once you form government. Timing is everything.
No, he was angry because, and I ain't tell all you why. Okay, he was angry about something. Friday and them don't know why. They never tried to find out. Listen, and right now, I heard a little piece of something this morning.
Who you heard it from, your friend Jomo?
No, I didn't. I didn't catch that. So, based on what some people were saying.
Oh, okay. It was
I
interesting.
think, as a matter of fact, I gleam a little bit from Pressy calling to say something. My friend, the Taiwanese, ought to know when to intervene, and when to keep their hands folded. They ought to do that. Okay? Don't put your name in a people's mouth. Don't do it.
Glasgow, you agree with that?
I agree. That's good advice.
Listen,
Let me come in, Frank,
Go
as
ahead.
it relates to the matter.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Ralph used to be accused of dealing with communists and socialists. Yeah?
Yeah.
By the same NDP now who decide that they're going to be embracing and working with the onlyest, in my opinion, the onlyest communist force that exists today
Mainland China.
is Russia. It's China, sorry.
Yes.
no,
And I couldn't see them.
North Korea.
Well, you have North Korea and yes, and
Well,
And China.
somebody will say,
I couldn't see them really and truly.
somebody will say,
It cannot be taken seriously that a democracy
I agree.
and which would bring you back now to place like the UN. People don't have a clue what the UN was about.
no, but Frank, you say, when you're on this program, it's about teaching Glasgow, make you mention where people accuse the Prime Minister.
Mhm.
Glasgow mention a country. And immediately after that, you say, no, you have this other one. So people who listen could know that there's two countries out there who they should stay far from in terms of democracy.
Yeah, if you believe in democracy, you can't support them. Absolutely, you can't support them. You know?
While you may say out there, what Frank doing here, teaching a thing or two, because Glasgow, that bit that. I am listening and learning, and there are things that I am keeping quiet because I don't know. But Frank is good at that, and Glasgow is supporting the issue where Frank is supporting that.
Yeah,
You have
contradictory.
Listen,
It's really
listen. You got people in COVID that lock you in your house. You can't go out, you know.
You have a caller. Let's go.
They lock you in your house.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you're going to support them kind of stupidness there?
Yeah. Good evening.
Can't be in bed with somebody.
Yeah, good evening, my brother.
Good evening, sir.
It's a long time now when taking and the balance wheel and the phone. Glad to hear the two of you and my friend Glasgow.
Yes.
I want to just say, America did what is best for them to support Trump. Israel did what is best for them by defeating the Philistines. The Philistines was the black people. Wow, Muslims claim in the place. So it's very simple. It's a democracy, and whatsoever government go there, we would like to see democracy prevail above us.
Yes.
Because Trump is a man who cannot put the top.
Phone breaking up.
Yeah, but he's still there.
That's all for today.
Okay, all right, right. We get it.
Did-
We have somebody who's called on WhatsApp. You can call back now.
Let me tell-
45-799-97.
People need to go and to get an like the UN. The UN is an oxymoron.
The call is back. Good evening.
Hey, Frank.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Hello.
Yeah,
BFM?
we appreciate you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask Frank a question, Frank Silva.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, why so many countries are moving from Taiwan to China? Why? If China is such a bad country.
Looking for money.
Greed.
Greed and money.
Greed.
Yeah.
I could answer for Frank.
Yeah.
Selling their soul.
Prostituting themselves for
Yeah.
money.
But guess what? Guess what? China is broke. The latest figure is going to show you that they are broke. Okay? And Mr. You know about Sri Lanka? And the port they built there, what happened to it?
Yeah, I know how China operate.
So what well you see, listen, the two of you are for me, so I don't want to answer.
No, I know we're talking about it, Frank, but still. But China is a new white man on the block.
Yeah.
China behave like the new European, so
Yeah,
they gotta take. China is a new white man on the block,
Yeah,
but
they
they
come
do
out
it in a
and
different
black.
way.
Brother, now that you mentioned that, right? I'm gonna do a little research to do, right? Have you ever seen an African guy in the press corps in America? His name is Simon Ateba. Check him out, okay? And see what he has to say. He's a journalist. What he has to say about China and Africa. Okay, if next time I come back, I will bring it. What he has to say.
Yeah, but you saying that what the Republicans some propaganda, but what people say about China, some of it's propaganda too. It's not because I'm taking up for China, but China does a lot help infrastructure in many countries in the world. I mean, China don't believe in China don't believe in a lot of things, but China is doing good. A lot of countries in the world move from Taiwan to China.
And why you think China is doing what they are doing?
Well, everybody has the game. Everybody has their game. Everybody has the reason why they do things. Everybody has a reason why they do things. China is the new man in the market. So everybody see.
He just said that China is the new white man on the market,
Yeah.
and he wants to, and he's telling me about propaganda. What we think about China is propaganda,
Nothing.
but he just said that China is the new colonial masters in the world. That's what they want to be.
That's what China
Well, I
is
think he
seeking, my friend.
contradict himself.
World power.
No, I'm not connecting myself, but people are saying, but China, somebody has to step up the game. One king can run for ever. I'm not connecting myself, so everybody think, well, the white man gonna be good, the green gonna rule the world. China is taking place, so we have to give and see what they have to offer.
Okay.
We already see, sir,
Yes.
taking over your country.
That's what they're about.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
We have another caller. 45-799-97. Supposed to jump out again. So Frank, that's interesting. I mean, one thing when he started off, he made some sense, but I think he contradicted himself there.
He might think not. He said they're the new colonialists. That's basically what he said, and then he come now and saying it's propaganda.
Yes,
Huh?
and he admits.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, greetings.
This is Bongo Shaka.
Yeah, greeting Brother Frank and Mr. Glasgow.
Greetings to
Sorry.
you.
I want to
And all
warn
the
you. Hey, I want to warn you. Don't tell anybody that I used to take all you. No, we on 42nd Street in no kind of place, okay? No, go ahead.
I hear you calling up my name there. Hey, Glasgow and Frank used to work the same place in Manhattan. We used to really have some fun after work and so on. We had some good times.
Did I tell that guy not to talk about that?
Don't say what is good.
in the late 70s. That's how we back in Frank no one. No, yeah. Yeah, Frank, I hear you call my name, you're not strength there, because I didn't like how the pro they start off, I was listening to get some knowledge tonight, seeing a man like you in the studio and Mr. Glasgow and so on. But that's how human behavior pattern is at time, But Frank, you mentioned something pertaining to GDP, right? Getting some figures, okay? To show where sometimes a GDP high, but the unemployment factor is low, which means there's more money storing in the country on people's pocket.
Yeah.
Now, a year or two ago, I will listen to some discussion, right? As you know, as they say, the world evolves and things change and different things changes and so on, right? Perception of things changes and so on. We were saying, right? Some economists, some I don't want to use modern or whatever. I want to sound like the government, modern this. Okay, but it's some new economists on the blocks, right? We were saying and looking at, right, that they were finding out that to look at a country like the government GDP, that's the run of the government business, right? They were saying that you can't look at it to evaluate how a country is, economical wise and so on, because sometimes the government run haywire with the country businesses and so on, and the GDP is sorting how, but yet still people has the money in the pocket. So they say they think that economists now should look at it differently instead of just basing upon the GDP of the government per se. And not looking at certain other factors. So I'm glad you bring it, but that will call for a long debate, a heavy debate on them issue. But something I brought up one time already, but no one seemed to want to picking up on it. So I say you tease my head a little when you start to touch on those figures and so on, So I give thanks you brought it out. But dealing with somebody sent a text that your brethren read it, right? And I had the same thinking, If I want to say get into a government and I say want to have a diplomatic tie with somebody else or whatever, and so on, I will never mention it because I would have made.
Well, I agree with Kaba that is political immaturity by Dr. Ferry to make a statement when he did, because even he had that in mind, wait until if he become prime minister to make that switch, but. I don't know, and Lee Cox recently he not encouraging Taiwan president to come to Simmons before the next election is called. So I don't know what Lee Cox was trying to say.
Because Kingsley, what I'm looking at, right? Because I never really it's something I never discuss in radio. First time I ever mention it. I never discuss on it because I think it wasn't such a brilliant idea to come on board and say that, because you know what? You have to know human thinking is and behavior and so on, right? Mm-hmm. People think, well, you're being ungrateful. Say, okay, we have tied with this country for so long. They have helped us out a lot of ways and so on, And all of a sudden you say, oh, if I get into government, I just switch, to this other country, which is a communist country, which is provoking Taiwan. I don't love the behavior of China pertain to Taiwan. Taiwan is a democracy. No matter what the fought was and so on, to reach where they get.
Bro, Shaka, I will promise you something though. Before you and I die, the mainland China will get back the whole sovereignty of Taiwan and China.
Get back? Hold on. Yes, get back? The real government of China is on Taiwan.
Wait,
yes, the real government of, and you hear them talking stupidness about you can't have two Chinas. How come you got North and South Korea? That's I'm telling you about the union and oxymoron. Yeah. It's a contradiction in terms. There's nothing united about them. Yeah. How did the people on Taiwan were chased out by these guys for who nobody voted for? Okay? See, the original government of China by the people is on Taiwan. I don't know what's the mystery about it. The original government, the legitimate. Wait a minute. You know, the one of the original founding members of the UN is the government on Taiwan, not the CCP,
Yeah.
not them.
Yes.
One of the in the five or something like that. It's the government of Taiwan. Then they get in there and all of them kick them out. You had here we had Kingsley. You had the League of Nations, and then you have the non-aligned nations.
Yeah.
The non-aligned nation were all the communist people and them. That's who they were. But for somehow other reason, they all them suck up now and call you in. But guess what? Maybe one of them fellas from New York could go up to you and read what's on the plaque there. What do you take name? Drummond Square or something. Say they're gonna beat all their guns and everything into plowshares. So you have no need for no war anymore. But you got Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
Are they members of UN?
Are
Are they?
who the top 5 members?
It's China, the US, Russia, and maybe UK. I can't remember.
Right.
But 5 of them. One of them. If one of them vote against the other 100 and something or whoever nation, it's of no consequence. That's real democracy, not true.
Anything else, Bongo Shaka?
The veto, I be amazed at how this thing is happening, right? But some nation now are looking into to start to get ready to try to change those policy because they don't make sense sometimes. Sometimes something is very important. America veto it, but nothing can happen. Another time something very important, China pulling with that one, they veto it, nothing happening. To me, that's not democracy. And Frank, you have this saying that in democracy, majority rule. But how on earth you can have a majority of yes in United Nations, but just one man, one country come and say no, and nothing can happen.
That's a good
That's
question.
foolishness.
That's a good question.
But you see, these things were set up by the U.S. government from since after World War II. They started bringing some different clauses now that they could have the full control of world power and so on. That's why you see Brazil and China and India and the South Africa and so on, the BRICS. They come in the BRICS because it's a big war going on now. There's a lot of things happening in the world right now because what they're trying to do is to lick out the US dollar because everything in trading is in the US dollar and so on. You know, I'm just doing a quick preview on it.
Yeah, wishful thinking on their part.
Yeah. So, you know, America control the world system because of the US dollar. They set it up like that. So now these countries are getting smart. And from the BRICS countries, all the BRICS countries together have a higher income and more money in the GDP and so on, more than the Western governments. You see, so it's a big struggle that's going on, you know, behind the scene right now. So that's why you see Trump is putting on so much pressure on China and so on, you know, and a lot of other countries have joined the BRICS group now and so on. That's why some countries in Africa now, like in Guinea Bissau, they getting rid of the French money and so on and using their own money because what has happened when you trade in everything in the US dollar, right? You got a chance at US dollar and sometimes your money like worth not much to a US dollar. So the trading just goes wrong. So it's a smart system America put in. But these guys now is trying to overlap that now and say, hey, this is a different era. So that's why I say I know Trump had to go in there because he got to manifest certain things got to take place and fulfill with the United States and so on, you know. Yeah. So I'm just watching it keenly. That's why I spend more time doing a lot of research and keeping abreast of what's going on around in the world today. You know, these things can just escalate.
Yes, well, thank you, Bongo Shaka. Have a great evening.
But the key to it is that China is trying to reverse all of what is happening. China is seeking to become the world power. That is the objective. That is why they are dishing out, and gullible people are buying into it.
Glasgow.
That is
I listen.
Yes.
I listen to fellas talking about minimum wage and who must pay this and whom. That's why I'm gonna blank some people. Minimum wage and who thief and who ripping off and all kind of thing, right? So, and I give people an example the other night. The late Dwight Venner came up. He used to do this thing, and he came on the program, and he gave, but nobody listened. He said, "Imagine you maybe mortgage your place, and you start a business to employ Kingsley. You start a business. You're selling shorts, but before you have sold one short, you got to pay Kingsley pension."
Yeah.
And I said, "Sure." Nobody bought what he was saying. I bring it up and I say, I wonder if Kingsley would prefer me to give his brother a job than to pay his pension. Because when you do that, all you is to keep the unemployment. If I got to pay all this thing to Kingsley and I got to give Kingsley brother a job, so Kingsley eating, my brother starving. Dwight Brenner brought it up to show them how some of these things are not right. Hey, fellas talking about minimum wage and minimum wage. You gonna make some example. Take for example, my brother had a tire shop in Parslot. He invested his money, and what he turned around and do and employ some people. Okay, they got a job. He's paying them. But somebody who would never do anything in the world to get them a job now come and say they want to tell he must pay them because we're paying them off and all kind of stupidness. I don't buy that foolishness. Take for example, you all won't know this, but you see Mr. Bonner, these two stores there? Remember he from Lomans right there. I'm a little boy, I remember he had two little fowl in the yard and he's selling some lettuce. He used to be employed by the government buying the produce for the hospital. Here's this man who started that way. And look where they now. And somebody gonna call he the enemy and tell him he get rich from. How did he get rich? Where did he get the money from? Where did he get the money from? They must stop this foolishness. If why don't them who talking on radio start something to employ somebody and then let me talk. But don't be criticizing people who risk their money and now employing people and see about how they exploiting people. We're in China you got minimum wage.
So let me get this one clear now,
Yes.
as it relates to the issue of the minimum wage. So what are you suggesting? That there shouldn't be no regulation as to how much, a person is being paid?
You listen, production. You must produce. You got two workers here, and one doing this, but you're paying the same. This two of them the same. Let me give you an example. You see where he just talked about when to work there? I go in the place to work. They put me to do a job. After 6 weeks, you must join the union. After 6 weeks, you know what the man told me? I am not union material. If I remained union material, Glasgow, I would get $7,000 a year. But because I was not union material, I'm now getting 14. You understand the point? You got in America where all of we could lay bricks, but one man could put down 150 and the other one could put down 80. But you must pay the two of them the same. Hey, what they do now? Everybody must put down 80. So that other fella is what? So pay the man according to his production. Pay the man according to people think it's a good thing. It stifles individual wages. That's what it does.
But that could happen in certain areas, as you say, like on the areas of construction, the bricklayer. Yeah?
Because it's a bricklayer could put over 100 blocks a day.
Yeah, the bricklayer.
It happened by me.
The person who is plastering.
It happened by me.
But how about the
And I must pay the two of them $60 a day? No. I kept Mr. Kane and sent home the other guy, and I increased Mr. Kane's money to $100 a day.
like I said, that could happen in certain areas, but in other areas, for example, the laborer, How are you going to pay the laborer now
Glasgow?
based on performance?
Seriously? Well, I could watch one woman carrying 10 trays and the other one carrying 5, but I must pay the one who carrying 10 the same must pay the one 5? Is that fair?
It is. You have different areas where that can work.
Let
but
me
in other
give you
areas, you have to
watch.
pay
Let me give you something else, okay?
and have a minimum.
All of you working in one place in an office. I don't smoke, okay?
Yeah.
So I am there continuously. But in New York, the fellow who smokes can't smoke in the office. So every 5 minutes he down the
You
road.
can't say go smoke. And the other people just walking the butt off. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Education that is best.
Those persons who work, for example, in the restaurant, the restaurant workers,
Yeah.
they're doing.
That
Some of them are doing basically the same thing. I have no problem with work, payment by merit, performance. But at the same time, you have persons who are doing the same thing, basically the same thing. Whether they're cleaning the table, they're, washing the wares and so on and so forth. You don't have no performance.
But listen, I am
How
paying you
much
for
they're doing.
efficiency and production, and I think
No, but
when you do that, you get more out of people. You get more out of people when you do that.
Okay, we seem to have a caller. Good evening. Good evening, Max.
Hello?
Good evening.
But me think you hang up on me. But Frank, Mr. De Silva,
Yes, sir.
you will knock a nail on the head with that union thing. Right now, I'm working for the US government for a contract, and it's the first union company I work for. And the union, in my opinion, in my particular union, aiding and abetting laziness.
You're right.
We in negotiations. We in negotiations for cost of living increase. Pantapi one we get last year. And me coming from the street, me have my own electrical business, so me know time is money and money is time. And we do electrical maintenance.
Yes.
And me one of the big man in the company. And the man of them just willfully slow down because they know they in a union because we get it by same man. So it's no motivation for them man to put better. So it's they live in that reality today. Now outside any street where we just call it outside any street when you don't work for the government. If a man could run 100 feet a wire and another man could run 50 feet a wire, when time comes for evaluation, the man who run any 100 feet a wire getting a bigger pay raise than the next man. Now any union all the way get same pay. And if a company have hardship, a man who less valuable. He gone. so now if you had two man paying $10, that is $20 an hour.
Yeah.
But one man who making $10 an hour only making $3 an hour because he lazy. Fire he and pay one man 15, so the company and make more profit.
Frank just said that.
And the man is more motivated to work.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
You
And that is a
incentivize to work.
There is a fundamental problem globally,
Frank,
because we aiding and abetting laziness.
but I want to ask you something, Max. I listen to you and I follow you all the time. And this contribution that you're making here, related to what Frank was saying, and you're making a bit of sense. Why do you over a period of time does not maintain that sort of policy and common sense in your presentation?
Leave my family alone.
because I have to talk out. Because Kings, I have to talk out of both sides of my mouth. Because if you talk out one side of your mouth, that is propaganda.
Okay.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, your cousin
Let me tell you
different in you.
something. Huh?
Yeah, your cousin different in you.
Well, you have to defend what is right.
A
because you see,
Jews and them cousins, you know.
a lot of times, Kingsley, I just willfully talk on a different side of a topic. I do because my emotions is right down the middle. It's not for or against.
Okay.
You want to see both. Remember, it's always three sides to a story in a Kingsley. Your side, my side, and the truth.
Definitely.
If people come and see Kingsley choke and have Max walk and Max dead, they go say Kingsley wicked. Wicked boy for the guy boy attack by radio, but them no Kingsley walking for me trying to sodomize the grandchild.
Stop it.
Rightfully so. Max Afuga, Max Afuga.
Example.
So if them not
yeah.
hateful, if them not hateful truth, the whole truth and nothing about the truth, they can't make educated decisions.
Definitely.
A lot of us have to dash for emotions, and that's the problem with black people, no? Emotions.
Boy, I think
Emotions. Our emotions.
I think your call gonna be my last call. Cause I think you make a holy percent tonight.
No, we have to dash for emotions because guess what? Just because I say something for or against doesn't mean I hate it.
Okay.
And the topic of China and Taiwan. When are we gonna get to a point where we could make ourselves independent enough that we're not depending on none of them?
We can't.
I'm talking about CARICOM.
We won't be able to.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah. Which one? Which island can be independent? Which
No,
one? Of
but
them?
the problem is, you see,
no,
they
no,
like-
no.
CARICOM.
None, you
CARICOM.
know, we all depend on each other, my friend, in some way or the
well,
other.
obviously not independent.
Fuck, there's some big
country
text
on Earth-
boy.
Yeah.
No country on earth is independent. The great America
Thank you.
right now, a lot of them.
Well, that's the point that I'm making.
Yes.
A lot of them Trump people who vote for Trump balling now because guess what? Me have my greenhouse in the backyard and all them fruit and vegetables, those Latino who are plant for nothing. Right, we have go and go to the supermarket and buy them for nothing. Them are go cheap, them are go expensive, and so my little greenhouse in my backyard. Me have my little seed and them that battery. And Lennox Lampkin give me smuggle them come America because me want my organic thing. I have a joke serious.
No, but
So, you know,
I think
King's tell him already to be, he must learn to be himself.
but them thing you carry this vegan thing.
No, it is what it is because I don't believe in imaginary lines.
Yes.
Country come and say this is that is that
I
that
hear
is
them
the
guys
other.
say them in a genetic thing, them is natural think about it, natural.
Yeah, so you know, and all these things. So, but we have to, and I don't think NDP or any party or PPP should not sever our ties with Taiwan. Taiwan has been good to us just like we have been good to Taiwan.
Yes.
But we cannot take China off the table.
Okay.
Because in comparison to IMF and World Bank own countries, but they don't ever tell people they own them. It's the government alone own them. So when China comes, say, boy, if we can make some money to spend for a pound and a half of chicken, but me say, Max, if you don't buy a pound and a half of chicken, you see the iPhone in your hand, I want it. Me sign the paper and say, yes, but me take him and money and go buy weed and smoky weed. Now we man take my iPhone, I go say, man, wicked. When I agree, that is what China is doing, and the beauty about China now. When China gave a country like Jamaica, for example, the money, and Jamaica bad spending money, government bad spending money, the people of Jamaica still could use the highway. We went Jamaica, and the highway saved us so much time, even though we have to pay toll.
Yeah.
Who collected the tolls?
Jamaica.
Who, the people in the toll booth are now Jamaicans?
Yeah, they're all Jamaicans. Missy family, missy, but me no behind the scene. Remember, me no know
okay.
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 That's
So enlighten me now. So the money I go back to China.
Of course.
They want to control the hydro in Guyana.
boy.
Right.
They want to run the hydro. Guyana, hydro is an easy thing to run.
Yeah.
My brother, they came to Beckland and Mitchell time to do something. Mitchell said they wouldn't even buy a soft drink. They bring everything,
Yeah.
including the walkers.
Yeah.
Them are the most racist Chinese people. Are the most. I not gonna say racist. Racist is a kind of
Strong word.
aggressive word for use them. They are self-reliant type of people. That's one thing. with them, a Chinese man go
Max,
spend with a China.
Max,
Chinese go spend
Max, they're racist. You go on to Africa. You go on to Africa.
Yes,
You,
what
the last
racism
one,
is
they throw
about.
one out there and see how they stink with damn out of place up.
Don't
They
be
throw him
afraid
to hell
to
out.
say it.
They're racist.
Okay. They racist
Yeah.
because they go
Max.
spend with themselves. But
Max,
we
you
have
go
to know
on Flatbush Avenue, okay? I didn't go in the, you see? You go on Flatbush Avenue, you walk in there, they're following you around. Who are those people?
Yes, no, we have it here too. We have.
Well, it's there, Flatbush Avenue, say?
My friend, the Chinese in
Well,
Trinidad,
no,
when their daughter to get married,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how they are. They're
back to China,
racist.
they go in.
They think they don't think much of black people at all. Expect to exploit them. You hear them talking about cobalt, and I hear some guy talking this. After saying a whole bunch of stuff, he then talk about the death trap. He then talk about the
But I
death
think-
trap
I think-
because that was China's doing. Okay?
But I think we as black people need to take a page out of their book and love ourselves more than the next people.
Invest some money and employ some people instead of go around criticizing those who invest people and talking about exploiting them. When you ain't spend a damn cent to employ a soul. If it all left to you, nobody in St. Vincent will get a job.
Okay, Max.
Yeah, argument, but me got over all the time. Very good conversation, and we need to have more dialogue without emotion, etc.
Yeah, thank you,
That's
man.
where emotion, and we go move forward. Big up ourselves.
Yes, man. 5 minutes, 30 seconds on to 10 o'clock. Tonight's program is being currently sponsored by Badlands Bar. He's downstairs, the Cobblestone Obliquely, the opposite Mariners Hotel. And Glasgow, your final thoughts on
I agree. In the final debate in terms of the unions, they encourage laziness. I support that.
Okay.
I encourage that. But I also believe that there should be some regulation to make sure that
Equal pay for equal work.
no, equal pay for equal work, but there should be a minimum wage. There should be a guideline saying, no, you cannot pay
Less.
somebody because they will not be able to survive. Even with the minimum wage, it's difficult. With the minimum wage being set as it is, it's difficult for people to survive on that minimum wage. I believe that there should be regulation as it relates to minimum wage.
Frank Silva, your final thought?
Well-
But before you give final thoughts, though, you were quite interested. I enjoy having you here.
Kingsley, I only come to teach.
I look at Glasgow, and Glasgow was focused on the teacher tonight and did support you.
I only, if I came here and you didn't learn anything, I wasted my time. You understand that? And again, I want to remind some people, some of them experts, guess what? Kingsley, should you be spending more money than you make?
Me?
Yeah.
If I didn't follow your advice, I wanna be wasting the money.
Oh, I have it here, I have it right here in the pension thing. I have it right here with Margaret Thatcher.
I might
Okay?
be better off.
It's right here in PPP. That means you do your own private pension.
But you told me if I'm disciplined enough to deposit that money every month, I should be.
But you could do it. You could do it. Okay. And they could do anything they want. Okay. Whether it's whatever country, the pensions are going. You want me to get tape with Ralph saying the pension going to kill us in back then? I got the tape. He's correct. We had a protest in front of the police station there. Somebody tell him I up there with Jacob. So he come up. So I asked him about the pension. He said, boy, we didn't think of that, you know. 2 pensions. You can't afford to pay 2 pensions.
Central government paying them and from the NAS too.
You can't pay 2 pension. And if you have to be able to invest that money so Margaret Thatcher moved away from that in England and say, Kingsley, you go seek your own, set up your own pension scheme. You're on your own. It's better, it's the best pension scheme in the whole. Italy is broke. The young fella they have in Argentina, he came in there, and I don't know what miracle he worked, but within 5 months, he reduced the debt in Argentina to 55%. He sent home a bunch of people. So, all in not producing anything, we just paying them.
Yeah.
Okay, and none of them, all of them went and find something to do. So he went to the Mr. Klaus Schwab thing in Sweden, and he said, hey, no, all here in our tell her if we don't know, we are sovereign country. Told him off out the place. Charles Schwab. Nobody voted for him, but he wants to run the world. All right. Before I go, again, folks, I want you all to check out this African guy. The girl didn't like him. His name is Simon Atiba. Check him out, put him in and see where it come out, and see if you get an interview with him with oh boy.
Frank,
What the guy name again?
Don't forget to say hello.
If I used to work with Fox News, what's his name?
Don't forget to say hello to your friend Anissa Batista.
I wanted to bring her up to make some points, because I remember Anisha Batiste, which is what these NDP people should be doing. When she was in there, okay, you bring up the tourist figure.
Yeah.
You say the budget projected you're going to spend 15 million, but when you go back at the end of the year, you spend 5. That is the kind of the debate you have to have. I'm listening to, and I'm not sure if I heard right, but I think I heard Mr. Bramble saying that the money for agriculture is like $42 million.
I was wondering if you heard right.
That is so. I just said 42 million. Somebody, but here's something again. People Kingsley, the first man who said that agriculture dead in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is who?
You can't remember what time.
You don't know. All right, you hear what happened? You know what the guy did? He built the road in North Leeward into to get tourism in. He built the road in. So who did that? Y'all go check it out now. You see, I don't play games. Okay? I defend you. Blah blah blah. Way back then when I big so, I said when they want to build houses on Curtin, I said that's a mistake. Well, everybody want the picnic to be doctor and lawyer. Who go on the hillside, go build anything. So leave the land where we could get a tractor to plow up the place.
Yes.
You build house on Curtin. You know what? Next time I come back, I'm going to bring you something that somebody said in Trinidad and Tobago at the UE, okay, about the land and how you might get you some votes this week, but you give you hard times down the road if you do what you're doing with the land. You see, that was Black Power thing was saying take with the land and the
Time
people.
for we go home.
Time till we go home.
Time for we go home.
You
Come
know?
on, thanks, I really enjoyed
My
this
friend,
program.
thank you. And I hope I didn't waste my
No,
time.
I think you did justice, and I think that we have to bring it back to continue this lesson which being taught here tonight. Come on, Igon.
St. Vincent, it's time to celebrate 30 years of blues. Join us for the Basilat Villa Blues Festival, one unforgettable